So one thing I've learned from my years and years of using social media, both as a consumer and a content creator, is how to make it an actually good experience for yourself instead of letting it make you depressed and getting rage baited by content that you see online. So I think some of the issues that people bring up when they talk about their social media experience is one, rage bait, which is basically where just people post intentionally contentious or intentionally like enraging kind of content in order to get people to argue in the comments to boost the performance of their post, to get more people talking, to get more people sharing it so that they can get more likes and follows. And also social media has so much advertisement, so much AI, so much like slop content on there. And I think that another common critique of social media is that it makes you like compare yourself to other people's lives, other people's appearances, other people's status. And I think these are all very valid points to bring up when you talk about your social media experience and the downfalls of it. But as somebody who writes and promotes their writing online, I have been kind of forced to have social media apps. Like I have to have YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, whatever, in order for me to promote my work. And I know that in the past I've like complained about this, and a lot of people who make art and have to promote it online complain about it and how like they would not have social media if not for their job or their work. But I think that something that I've learned from having to have social media to promote my art is how to use it in a way that actually like is fun and entertaining and useful and not just like constant negativity. First of all, you need to abuse the not interested button. So a lot of social media apps will have like an option to select not interested when you get a post or a video on your feed that you do not like. Like I think on TikTok, for instance, you can hit like the three little buttons on the bottom and then it gives you a not interested option. And I think Instagram has that as well. And something that I've been doing is just like, whenever I see anything that makes me feel bad or anything that I think is like stupid, if I think it's rage bait, if I think it's like just ridiculous content, then I will just hit the not interested button. And I also started filtering out keywords. You can do this in the settings of, I know they have it on TikTok, I'm not sure if they have it on Instagram, but you can filter out certain words. So the algorithm will not show you any posts that have that word or include that hashtag. So I do this for things that I don't want to see people's opinions on. Like for me personally, there is a time and place for political news, but that is something that I would actually get from a news site, and that's not something I want to see on social media. So I like block out anything related to that I don't want to see. Like something I also hate is like beauty trends on TikTok, which is like where people will make up the craziest ways to like test if you're beautiful. Like for a while they had this thing where it's like you put your finger up against like your nose and your chin, and if it like forms a straight line it means you're like attractive or something. And it's like stuff like that. And so I was like, I don't want to see this, like this is actually just ridiculous. And so I block or I press not interested on anything that's like a beauty trend. Any sort of discourse that is stupid or any opinions of like a 14-year-old that are stupid, I just constantly hit dislike or like the not interested button. I filter out words and terms that I don't want to talk about, and I think that has helped tremendously. Like sometimes the algorithm will just show you stuff anyway, but I think that you need to be able to like exercise your control. Like I think so many people think that they are under the control of social media apps, which maybe we are to some degree, but I think that you should still exercise the amount of control that you do have, which is tailoring your feed to fit your interests and filtering out the things that you are not interested in to the best of your ability. Second is to be aware of when something is clearly rage bait or some sort of bait at all. So as I mentioned before, rage bait is just like people posting like crazy opinions or crazy takes that they know is controversial and will get people talking about it in the comments. There's like a huge Target truck outside my door right now, just like, sorry, excuse the noise. And I think it's really important to be aware of bigotry and hate in the world, but at the same time, some people on social media will just say ridiculous stuff just for the sake of saying ridiculous stuff. Like I know that rage bait is kind of an interesting label in and of itself, because on one hand it's like you don't want to dismiss all forms of hate as rage bait, because some people do genuinely have hateful opinions and hateful thoughts that have real life ramifications. But then there's also like people that just say stuff like that online for attention and for views. And so it's like obviously you want to be aware of the impact that this can have in real life, but also recognize that this is not something I want to engage with on social media. This is not something that I want to entertain. This is not something that I want to argue with somebody about on social media. Oh my god, these trucks are so loud. Like, I don't know what it is about the street, or my windows are so thin too. Another tip I have is to stop reading comments and disengage from discourse. People on social media are constantly arguing about stuff. Like, there's always a new term of the week that drops, or like a new phenomenon that people are talking about that has no scientific evidence. Like, people just start talking about it on TikTok.
Come with me to get my elbow pit brightened. When we normalize short thumbs, this is what to do if you have a crooked labia. My x-rays are so ugly.
The boiled egg theory, the slow train theory, the green apple theory. It's gotta be the $12 theory.
Like, people on TikTok will be like, the black pen rule is that if your partner does not write a love letter for you in black ink, it means they hate you. And then in the comments sections of like relationship videos, people will comment, black ink theory, and it's like, this is something I'm making up, by the way, but this is literally how a lot of it sounds. And it's like, there's so much just like discourse, like so much stupid content, so much like pseudo-intellectualism, and so many people just like making up new keywords, making up new trends, making up new, like, as I mentioned, like beauty tests and beauty trends. And you need to like disengage from that kind of stuff. Like, you need to decide, like, this is not something that I want to talk about. This is not worth my time. This is not like a debate that I'm willing to entertain on social media. And you need to like block out all of that information. And also, like, not reading comments has helped me a lot, because I think that people on social media have a very black or white way of seeing anything in the world. I think that people are really not able to talk about things in a nuanced way on social media, because like the most inflammatory reactions, the most controversial content is what gets pushed by the algorithm and what gets the most engagement, which is natural because people are naturally drawn to extreme ideas and extreme like topics. But so I think that not reading comments and just like coming to your own opinion about things that you see, or like having your own thoughts instead of being swayed by the black and whiteness of mass social media opinion, is really important. Fourth, I think you need to reconsider who you're following. So I think that this is something that people talk about a lot, is this idea of being insecure, looking at yourself and like comparing yourself to other people that you see on social media. And so it's like, why are you following them? Like, if you're following somebody that makes you feel ugly compared to them, unfollow them. If you're following someone that makes you feel stupid compared to them, unfollow them. Like, I don't follow any of those like study YouTubers, or those like the study bloggers, or like people that post any sort of aspirational content, because I know that it's gonna make me feel bad. Like, this is why I don't use LinkedIn, or like I don't scroll on LinkedIn. It's because every time you go on there, you always see somebody like posting about like something, some achievement they had, or like some crazy new life change, and then it's like, oh, like, and then I always find myself comparing myself to them, being like, wow, they're so much further ahead in life than I am. And so I stopped checking LinkedIn. Like, I stopped interacting with that kind of content, and I unfollow anybody that makes me feel insecure. So just like stop following accounts that are made to be like better than you, or that are made to like be aspirational content for the followers, essentially. And so like you need to tailor the algorithm to fit your interests. Like, I think that, again, like, you have more power than you think you do. Like, I think that a lot of us are led to believe that you are kind of like a victim to social media's like algorithms and like big tech companies, which, don't get me wrong, that is an issue and that is true to a degree, but I think that you still have to do all that you can in order to make this a better experience for yourself. Like, instead of following these people that make you insecure, you should follow like actually interesting people, or like literally just random people that like schizo post online. Like, my entire Instagram Reels feed is just like either memes or just like people doing ridiculous things, like people sitting in their bathtub covered in Alfredo sauce. Like, I tailored my algorithm to just be like funny stuff, or to be like ridiculous stuff, and like stuff that just like makes me laugh, instead of like, you know, anything that's contentious, anything that makes me feel insecure. So like, and also, if you need to block everybody that you know in real life, then go ahead and do that. Like, make a new account, like that, and don't follow anybody that you know on there. Like, if that's what it takes for you to enjoy your experience, then that is what you should do. If you enjoy using social media, if you want to keep using social media, if you need to use social media because of a job, but you're deeply unhappy with the way that it is in this day and age, I think this is like the best way to go about preserving that experience is to like tailor your experience, like tailor your algorithm, like unfollow people that are bad for your mental health, follow things that are funny and interesting. There are ways for you to enjoy your experience if you are just vigilant with like disliking the stuff that makes you uncomfortable, identifying the stuff that makes you uncomfortable, and instead shifting your focus to engaging with stuff that's like funny or interesting and inspires you in some way. I follow a lot of accounts that review horror movies, for instance. I follow accounts about people like doing arts and crafts, about people like journaling and giving journal prompts and stuff, because that's like interesting to me, and that doesn't make me feel bad. It just gives me inspiration for things that I can do. And finally, most importantly, you want to go outside from time to time. You want to like not let social media become your entire life and your entire worldview. I think that a lot of the times, like on social media, you think that there is like this big pressing concern because so many people are talking about it on social media, and then you go outside and nobody knows what that is. It's like everybody on TikTok thinks the Black Pen theory is like so like prominent and like monumental, and you go outside and you ask like a person over 25 and they have no idea what that is. And I think it's important to reconnect with reality from time to time and to be like, okay, everything I see on social media is not necessarily a mirror of reality. Like things on social media are made big and dramatic, like things on social media are so black and white because social media algorithms prefer that kind of one-dimensional thinking, and they prefer inflammatory, engaging content. And so it's like social media is not representative of the real world. It's just like an abstraction of the real world that is made more cruel because of its one-dimensionality. And I think that's something that you need to recognize and understand, and like go outside, like talk to some people over 18. I think people also like really tend to forget how young a lot of people on social media are. Like a lot of the times, like the stupid content that we see or like the bad takes that we see in the comment sections are written by like actual kids. Like there are so many people between like the age of like 9 and 15 using like Instagram and TikTok and just like making and commenting like really stupid things, which is natural because they are literal children. So I think that like sometimes I have to remind myself that a lot of these people are probably just very young and probably like don't really know anything about like anything, and so I think you generally just need to take everything you see online with a grain of salt. Engage with the world, like think for yourself, read books, watch movies, like talk to people, like go shopping, go to the park, whatever. Like stop thinking of social media as like representing reality. This is something that I used to do a lot because I would see so much content on social media about people like talking about like, oh, I can't get a job, like the job market's so bad, which is true. But I think that social media made me think that it is like a lot worse than it actually is, and it made me think that I would actually like be homeless and living under a bridge. But I know that's probably not going to happen. So it's like important to understand like social media is such a black and white space. It's such a space of polarity and extremes and arguments, and like people just constantly making up new like trends and terms that don't matter in real life. And so like take a break, like understand that not everything you see is like has like real life effects, and like most importantly just take a break. Like stop taking everything that you see on there so seriously, and stop thinking of like everything on social media as being true or having evidence, because a lot of it is misinformation. A lot of it is just like exaggerated in order to win the algorithm's favor. So yeah, thanks for watching. I know this video was really fast and maybe not super good because I'm late to work right now, but yeah, I'll see you later. Bye.